Welcome back. A team of scientists have recently used the gene editing system called CRISPR-Cas9 to correct heart disease causing mutations in the genes in early stage human embryos. Tyler, do you have ethical concerns about modifying human DNA, or is this simply the next step in modern medicine?
Well, a lot of professional organizations have had ethical concerns about modifying human DNA, and it is currently illegal on a federal level to modify human DNA and then go through clinical trials to see how that ends up. But this is just one technological step among many, and it could be the next major step in modern medicine. This is an issue that my generation is going to have to do a lot of dealing with, because there's technological advancements that are going to present ethical issues that no one could even dream of 20, 30 years ago. There's artificial intelligence, sex dolls with artificial intelligence. People are thinking about combining, those are a real thing that people are trying to make. People are thinking about combining human brains with computers, the tremendous government surveillance and violations of privacy. Everything down to detecting Down syndrome in unborn babies and whether or not it's right to abort those babies. So ethics classes in high school and college really need to be beaten down into the minds of, I see that, but drilled into the minds of our young people coming up, because these are going to be issues that the next generation is going to have to think very, very critically about, and it will either create a lot of good for mankind in the future, or it could do a tremendous amount of bad. Every time I'm on here, I end up doing a movie quote, and here's your movie quote for the night. It's from Jurassic Park. We're spending so much time asking if we could do this, we don't focus on if we should. Yes.
But isn't the idea this to create a Jurassic Park?
Well, hey, that could be the next step,
idea?
right?
Yes.
That could definitely be the next step. Why stop there at just, correcting disease-causing mutations? Let's cause mutations. Let's see if we can turn some people into X-Men.
Well, there's many times I turn the TV on and there's Dr. So-and-so, and most of you know him by name. It said, we can alter your looks.
Yeah.
We can alter your appearance. We can alter so many things about your body. I think here they're looking to edit the index of the book. And there's certain things in that book or certain thing in our DNA that you can edit to do away with high blood pressure, to do away with diabetes, to do away with so many things. I don't think that would be a debate. Look at the amount of money that we're spending in medical research. Here's medical science, okay? Now you'll have people that'll support medical science for indexing the DNA and taking care of a DNA and like science, but will be against the science that says we have global warming. So how do we deal with it? Your generation's going to have one heck of a quandary.
Yes.
Yep.
You're going to be in a quandary because you're going to have so much that you can do, and I'm anxious to see how y'all handle that.
What
Jim?
people decide we should do.
Jim, you're quiet.
Yeah, I think that for any technology that has ever been developed, somebody finds a great way to use it and somebody finds a bad way to use it. And I have no doubt that this will be the same thing here. I think this does make many question their morals and question what's right and wrong. I think that used in the right way, technology is good.
Wouldn't you like to get into what is it called that creates Alzheimer's or dementia? Wouldn't you like to find that chromosome or whatever it is and be able to edit it, to do away with it, that people don't get it?
Yeah, or the genes that cause breast cancer or other various types of cancer to run in families. We're worried about so much how to cure cancer. We could prevent it at its source with this kind of technology if we use it the right way.
There you go.
Two words. Well, more than 2 words, but 2 words to start out with. Unintended consequences, and the law
that's what I was getting ready to bring
because
up.
Guess what? We're not always as smart as we think we are, and we may fix one thing and break 5 others.
And great example on that. Back in the 60s, there was a drug that helped women with morning sickness. You know, godsend, because morning sickness is a serious problem. But then what they found out after they used that drug for so long was, oh, this drug's also causing serious birth defects with the babies. So we have to watch for that. And the problem here is that we're talking about a human life. All right, we're talking about.
But don't we play with human lives every day? Look at the pharmaceutical commercials on TV, and there's a 60-second commercial. The first 20 seconds about the drug, the next 40 seconds about all the horrible side effects. Most of the time, including death, that can be caused as a result of swallowing this pill.
Yep.
Yeah.
And speaking,
sometimes the cure is worse than the disease.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of playing with human lives, with the advancement of medical technology, we can now, with a non-invasive test, detect whether or not a baby has Down syndrome well before it's born. And in Europe, that's wound up with ridiculously high abortion rates for children who are believed to have Down syndrome. In Denmark, their government is bragging that they abort 98% of babies with Down syndrome. In Iceland, there hasn't been a child with Down syndrome born in the last 5 years because of this. If, you know, genetic mutations are going to be seen and then people abort them, wouldn't it be better if we could try to change those and preserve those lives?
Well, and I think two things. Number one, and I don't think anybody, I want a child with Down syndrome is not a phrase that I think was ever spoken by anyone, period. Having said that, I know plenty of folks that have Down syndrome children, and they teach you a lot about life.
Exactly.
And they are a godsend, and they are loved no less.
And you know, I can't help but think, gosh, what if this technology had been available to Nazi Germany? Now you think about that for a second.
Yeah.
They bred their people over there to have a certain type of person.
So think about that for a second. Now,
Yeah, but don't we do that? We do the same type of thing here, only with animals. I mean, the human genome and that, or not the human genome, but the what's the one that they clone? Yeah. Being able to clone different. I like what Tyler said. If you've got a gene that's a bad gene for breast cancer and that type of thing, and you can go in and fix that
and turn it off
and change it, or you have a cell that you want to grow, you should be able to do that under this process.
But then just
you know
to
what,
play devil's
Ron?
Advocate and slippery slope here,
Yep.
who's to decide
And
which
I'm gonna
gene is a
agree
good
with
gene
you,
and which
Tyler.
gene is a bad gene?
Tyler, I absolutely agree with you. It's definitely a slippery slope, but you're going to have the last word on that. But coming up next, Maryland lags behind on school spending. Our panel has the facts in 3 minutes.